What's going on, guys? It's your boy John the Liquidator coming back with breaking news from the WNBA CBA negotiations. It looked like the league has offered the young ladies a 30-day extension. Guys, for this one here, we got to go all the way up to New York. Let's get it. Let's go. And we finna jump right into this thing. So as of right now, news has broken from Alexa over at ESPN about 5 minutes ago, guys, that the what did I tell y'all earlier? I told you. I stated I knew that they was going to get some type of...
Okay, so Caitlin Clark just dropped a bomb. She's basically saying a big players union rep totally lied about her being involved in these super important WNBA talks. This is huge, right? The whole future of the league, and even Clark's crazy career, it all feels like it's hanging by a thread. Commissioner Cathy Engelbert tried this desperate last-minute offer, a 30-day extension, but it's just making things worse. It looks like the players, with these new leagues popping up, aren't even thinking about compromising. So, Engelbert's plea? It just feels like it's going nowhere.
Time to face reality, guys. It is time to face reality. 2026 WNBA season is cooked. It's cooked where it's cooked like Thanksgiving food. It's all cooked. It is over. It's done. Finito. There will be no 2026 WNBA season. As it seems, we were hoping for a 60-day extension because we know the October 31st deadline is 3 days away. No extension has been signed. The last time that there were CBA negotiations and an extension had to be...
Listen, that October 31st deadline for the WNBA is coming up fast. It's like a ticking time bomb for a potential lockout or player strike. Can you imagine? It would just completely crush all the amazing momentum Caitlin Clark has built. What's crazy is, we just heard from ESPN that Commissioner Engelbert only offered a 30-day extension to keep talking. That's a super short window, especially compared to the 60-day extensions they've done before. It really shows how urgent this is and just how far apart the players in the league are right now. Everyone's dug in, and the stakes are incredibly high, not just for the players' money, but for the whole sport itself.
No, guys, that the what did I tell y'all earlier? I told you. I stated I knew that they was going to get some type of extension. That is what I said. Now, I thought that they was going to get an extension for the 2023 negotiation, but it looked like they has offered the players a 30-day extension to continue negotiations for a new CBA agreement. It says time is ticking for a resolution one way or another, with Friday being the deadline. Now, this news is like...
Okay, think back to 2019. We had similar CBA talks then, but there was no Caitlin Clark. No superstar bringing in all those new viewers and casual fans. Fast forward to now, and the league is riding this huge wave of popularity. All thanks to her, even with critics, maybe some of her own peers, going against her. She pushed through and totally ignited a new era for the WNBA. But here's the thing, if viewership starts to drop and fan interest fades, the league seriously needs a reset. Only a new deal can save them. A lockout would just totally cripple these players, snuff out that fire Clark started, and send the sport way backward. The pressure on Engelbert must be insane. They really can't afford to mess this up.
NBA 2026 season. Let's break it down. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit that bell notification, hype the video, man. Let's go. I'm pissed. I wanted to see Caitlin Clark absolutely destroy these ladies this season. I was ready to watch her cook them. Now, you're telling me we can't even get an extension done. This is wild. Let's head to Carly Bell's Twitter. Shout out to her. She said, could have almost guaranteed that the CBA wouldn't be resolved by October 31st. I think we all pretty much could agree on that. However,
sources are saying that players might actually consider an extension, but only if the situation is totally right. And get this, those right circumstances just aren't there yet. That's a huge sign of broken trust and terrible communication. This isn't some small detail. It's a defiant move by the players. It shows they have some really deep-seated issues that haven't been dealt with. They're not just asking for more time, they want a fundamental change in how things work. Engelbert's offer was supposed to push away worries about a lockout or strike, but rejecting it just shows there's a much bigger, riskier game going on here. The fact that an extension was even offered really highlights how vulnerable the league is right now.
It says time is ticking for a resolution one way or another, with Friday being the deadline. Now, this news is like literally right off the press right now. I have not seen this article from ESPN. Like I stated, this thing has just dropped just now. Let's see here. It stated the WNBA has offered players a 30-day extension to continue negotiations for the new collective bargaining agreement, sources told ESPN on Tuesday. An extension before the current CBA.
Now, NBA Commissioner Adam Silver just last week was super confident there wouldn't be any lockout. But honestly, his words sound pretty empty right now, especially with the WNBA on the absolute brink. It makes you wonder, did Silver really underestimate how much trouble the WNBA was in internally? Or is this whole situation just spiraling way faster than even he expected? A WPA rep actually confirmed on the Athletic podcast that negotiations haven't moved an inch, painting a really grim picture. This isn't just a stalemate, it's a total breakdown in communication. It makes you seriously doubt there will be any quick fix. Silver's earlier confidence, yeah, that looks totally misplaced as things just keep getting worse.
In my opinion, I think it'd be foolish to not sign an extension, but I understand what the power of not signing one can do. Listen, the ladies in the PA and Unrivaled, Bree Stewart and the Feast Caller and all of them, they are feeling like they can hold the W's feet to the fire and force their hand to give them what they want. No season, no extension is better for Unrivaled because that's where all the players are going to be. You already know that players have already agreed to contracts with Project B.
The league's future? It's basically a really high-stakes poker game, and the players are convinced they've got the winning hand. Everyone's saying they need these ladies because the WNBA relies so much on its star power, especially with Caitlin Clark drawing in so many fans. Over 1 million views on the finals alone. That just proves the league has this incredible momentum right now, something they absolutely cannot afford to lose. If there's a strike, it would be so hard to recover, setting the sport back years. Financially, the consequences are huge. The league could seriously decline if they don't get a deal done soon. This is pure business, and WNBA leadership knows they cannot let this whole thing just die out.
They got now. The buzz that they got now is something like this league has never, ever seen before. We're talking superstar player Caitlin Clark transitioning this game to the casual fan, making the casual fan want to tune in. And what did they do? Hurt her, pushed her, went against her. And guess what? Now they at a pivotal moment right now because fans are leaving. The views are dropping. Just look at the content creators right now. Look at everybody's channel right now. I can promise you the interest is not what it was a few months ago. Around this time last year during the offseason,
the biggest sticking point right now is definitely revenue share. WNBA players are demanding to be treated the same as NBA players when it comes to getting a piece of the pie. Adam Silver talked about bigger salaries, but he's totally against a direct revenue share model. He argues it's about measuring growth, not just splitting revenue. This is a huge clash of ideas, showing a fundamental disagreement on what players are actually worth and how they should be paid. The league sees player salaries as separate from the total money coming in, and that just makes the athletes furious. They're fighting for more than just a paycheck. They want a piece of the financial success they helped create. This gap between their philosophies, it feels impossible to bridge.
Extension is being signed. We watched the Players Association troll Adam Silver on Instagram, and then we saw the NBA get hit with a crazy gambling thing that's trickling down into the WNBA. Now the WNBA injury reporting being investigated. All of these things are happening. Adam Silver has a meeting with the feds on the 31st. You think an extension or deal with the WNBA is about to be signed on the 31st? Come on, let's be serious here. Let's be serious here. The NBA is the real moneymaker. He needs to get that resolved with the feds first. Not being worried. He's not worried.
And get this. The Players Association, especially some reps like Nenika Agwumike, are being accused of using Caitlin Clark's name just for their own gain. Clark herself supposedly snapped, saying she knew absolutely nothing about these talks until it was announced publicly. This completely goes against what was claimed about her being involved in private discussions with Commissioner Engelbert. For a superstar to publicly accuse her own union rep of lying, that's an explosive development. It really shows how deep the internal problems are and the insane level of distrust. This whole thing just casts a massive shadow over negotiations, making it look like there are some serious manipulative tactics going on.
What? Now they at a pivotal moment right now because fans are leaving. The views are dropping. Just look at the content creators right now. Look at everybody's channel right now. I can promise you the interest is not what it was a few months ago. Around this time last year during the offseason, the interest was still high in this whole W thing. With everything that has transpired with Caitlin Clark this year, they need this thing to keep going. They need a reset button. They need a reset button for the attention and for the popularity of this league. A lockout could systematically hurt these women.
This whole alleged manipulation thing also ties into the leverage players feel they have now. You see, with new leagues like Unrivaled and Project B popping up, WNBA stars are apparently signing deals outside the regular league setup. These other options give players the power to basically say, look, until you give us what we want, we're not playing. This changes the game completely. It's a powerful bargaining chip they didn't have before. Players are imagining a future where they can make money from the WNBA, Project B, and Unrivaled. That makes a lockout a lot less scary for them financially. The WNBA's desperation is really clear as it tries to keep up with these new, emerging options.
Additionally, they could let the agreement expire and enter into a status quo period. It is possible that if the agreement expires and no extension is reached, either side could announce intentions to enter a work stoppage, with the owners possibly locking out the players or the players going on strike. The owners want to have a season. The players feel like they have other options, and it benefits. They feel like they have the leverage to say, hey, until you guys give us.
So the WNBA's problems actually go way beyond just these CBA talks. The NBA is caught up in this crazy gambling scandal, and it's even led to an investigation into WNBA injury reporting. Get this. Commissioner Adam Silver has a critical meeting with federal authorities on October 31st, which is the exact same day as the WNBA deadline. This huge external distraction means Silver, who's the ultimate decision maker here, is probably super focused on the NBA's much bigger financial crisis. That's definitely sidelining the WNBA's urgent needs. The timing just couldn't be worse. The league is dealing with an internal rebellion while its parent organization is facing a major scandal. Engelbert is really fighting an uphill battle on so many different fronts right now.
Hold on, Kathy, I done missed this whole part. It says it will also shelve concerns over a potential work stoppage, either a strike initiated by the players or a lockout initiated by the owners. WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert acknowledged during the WNBA Finals, while she was hopeful both sides will meet the October 31st deadline, we have been deadlocked in the past. So now it kind of goes back to what Adam Silver said. So Adam Silver stated last week, that it wasn't going to be no lockout. That's what he went on record.
Here's the stark reality. No extension has been signed, and we're just 3 days away from that October 31st deadline. This pretty much confirms what everyone feared. The 2026 WNBA season is effectively cooked. In past CBA talks, extensions were usually signed with days to spare, showing that both sides were making progress. But this time, zero movement, no agreement on an extension. it's a complete standstill. All that hopeful talk from before has turned into a grim acceptance of failure. Articles are even saying it's officially over. This isn't just a delay, it's a direct path to a work stoppage, and that's going to have some catastrophic long-term consequences for the league.
About conversations with Kathy Engelbert that we don't know if they happened or not. She called you a liar. She said you're a liar. Caitlin Clark says she never heard about this until you got on a podium and said it in front of the world. That's a little shady to me. So at the end of the day, these players feel like they have the leverage, and it's looking like there won't be a 2026 WNBA season. And I'm truly upset and disgusted by it, man. I'm disgusted by it. Here it says, what happens if there's no deal by October 31st? There are two paths forward if there is no deal in place by October 31st, an extension of the deadline or...
What's more, the WNBA and the Players Association are in a full-blown public war of words right now. The players are saying the league isn't even listening to them, that their concerns are just ignored, and the WNBA is firing back, accusing players of lying about the negotiations and trying to get the public on their side. This whole toxic environment of distrust and accusations makes any real productive conversation almost impossible. Instead of working together to save the season, both sides are just digging in and attacking each other verbally. It's poisoning the air for any kind of resolution. This public feud is just making an already bad situation even worse, and a deal feels farther away than ever.
We're at the, because the ball is in their court. They need them ladies. They cannot let this league die. I'm telling you what I know. This is business. They cannot lose the momentum right now. They got the little. They got 1 million views on the damn finals, and Caitlin wasn't even playing, bro. Like, what's the odds of something like that? Like, if they go on strike or anything, this league it's going to be hard to make up this ground, bro. That's all I'm saying. But let's finish reading. It said WPAA advisor leaguer Aaron D. Drake said recently on the here you go on the Athletic Podcast, no off-season podcast, that there will be a new agreement by
Commissioner Engelbert actually acknowledged the possibility of an extension a bunch of times, saying she hoped for a resolution, but she also grimly admitted they've been deadlocked before. This history of stalled talks is really haunting the current negotiations, suggesting there's a deep pattern of conflict here. Normally, an extension would be the most likely first step, but with all this animosity and distrust right now, even that seems impossible. Those past deadlocks show there's a fundamental problem in getting players and owners on the same page, and that challenge is only amplified with the WNBA's new popularity. So, Engelbert's past optimism? Yeah, that looks pretty misguided now.
On a future deal. We don't see any of that. There's none of that. The player we've heard Satu, all of these players come out and say, oh, it's like they're not even listening to us. It's like in one ear and out the other. They're not taking us serious. Then we heard the W say, hey, the WNBPA are lying to the people. They're lying about the negotiations. They're trying to get public perception on their side and bring in all these different people. You know, you've seen the dude from New York and all of that. I don't know much about him, but it's...
Here's another angle. The Players Association being strategically silent about an extension that actually serves their other agenda. Their refusal to sign means that no extension is actually better for Unrivaled and those other leagues. Why? Because a work stoppage would send all that talent directly to those competing platforms. It's a calculated risk, using the threat of a WNBA break to boost their own money and personal brands through these rival leagues. So it's like this weird alliance where if the WNBA fails, it actually becomes a win for some players and their ventures. The league is totally caught in the middle because its own stars are indirectly incentivized by its potential collapse.
That's the way to measure the growth as opposed to share revenue. So they trying to get revenue share, right? They trying to get the same thing NBA players got, revenue share. Y'all ain't getting it like them, bro. Y'all ain't getting it like them. Y'all can't do what they do. You know? I'm sorry, but it is what it is. Y'all ain't getting money like them NBA players. Y'all ain't getting views like them NBA players. So y'all can't hold yourself to the same caliber that they hold themselves to. You feel me? Like, it's levels to this, man. It's levels to this.
So, the ultimate doomsday scenario isn't just October 31st. If they don't reach a deal by March of next year, the 2026 season is really, truly in jeopardy. It would basically confirm it's canceled. This longer timeline gives a tiny bit of hope, but it also just drags out the agony and uncertainty for both fans and players. The season usually kicks off in April or May, so a March deadline means they just can't make critical preparations without a deal. The league can't wait until the absolute last minute, because running an entire season takes a ton of lead time. This stark March deadline is looming large, and it's going to be a true breaking point.
Convenient that all of a sudden, Nafisa Collier is name dropping Caitlin Clark every 13 seconds. Every 13 seconds, she's saying her name. And this is all to push Unrivaled. They want to be able, she's collected so much money from these people investing in Unrivaled. How could she then turn to them and say, hey, we can't have Unrivaled anymore? If I just gave you $20 million for Unrivaled, I'd be damned if you come tell me there ain't gonna be no Unrivaled no more. And you ain't playing it. You've lost your mind. Nafisa Collier, I don't believe none of these people. I think it's some shady stuff going on.
Man, I'm just so disgusted and upset about this possible cancellation, especially thinking about what it means for Caitlin Clark. I was so ready to watch her just cook these ladies in her sophomore season, you know? It's a massive letdown for fans, especially after her rookie year totally revitalized the league. Not even being able to get a simple extension, it just feels ridiculous, and it makes you think there's some shady stuff going on with Unrivaled. Lots of people believe Commissioner Kathy Engelbert needs to be fired immediately. This isn't just random talk, it comes from a strong feeling that some low-down, dirty stuff is happening behind the scenes, and she's involved. People are blaming her for all these negotiation failures and the likely cancellation of the 2026 season. While we don't know the exact details of these alleged shady dealings, the distrust in Engelbert's leadership is so clear. She's being painted as either totally incompetent or actually involved in the league destroying itself. Her job is definitely on the line, with more and more calls for her removal. So, with Kathy Engelbert's desperate 30-day offer practically rejected and Caitlin Clark's wild accusations exposing serious betrayals, the 2026 WNBA season is hanging by the thinnest thread. This isn't just about contract. It's a battle for power, for money, and for the very soul of a league that's finally blowing up in popularity. The players, who feel powerful with these alternative leagues, seem ready to risk everything. As the WNBA deals with its own internal drama and outside scandals, you have to wonder, can this league, which is now a huge cultural phenomenon because of Clark, actually survive its own civil war? Or will it just be cooked before it even truly reaches its full potential?